Hey guys, welcome back to Mama's Pantry. So, according to Business Insider, the U.S. economy is hurtling towards a recession. I don't know how you feel, but I feel like we are barreling towards a depression. Inflation keeps rising, doesn't it? I know you're feeling it when you go to that grocery store. Guys, I'm going to keep stocking this beautiful pantry that you see behind me. And I want all those really important staples, specifically the ones that are hard to find when anything major happens, i.e., cough, cough, COVID. I know you remember that lovely little fun scenario, don't you? What couldn't we find in those stores? I know what I couldn't find as a mom, and I was so thankful to have this pantry. I couldn't find yeast. I couldn't find eggs. I couldn't find bread. Milk was hard to find. Rice was hard to find. Flour, sugar, all of those baking essentials that we rely on heavily when we can't go to the store. We just can't pick up, per se, a loaf of bread. And if you haven't watched the wheat shortages, I encourage you highly to watch those. We'll get on those as I get to feeling better, but this is one I just really wanted to bring up because people forget about, and that's just the bare necessities of having to make your own bread, okay? Now, I get it. You can make a sourdough starter. Have you ever made one of those? It's not as easy as it looks. And having a little bit of yeast around just kind of kicks it off just a little bit faster. So why do we want to stock yeast? And what kind of yeast do we want to stock? Well, again, I stock yeast because when I can't find it, I can make my own bread, okay? I have all the necessary ingredients to make my own bread. All right, so what kind of yeast do I buy? Well, I buy this Red Star yeast. This is a wonderful yeast, this Red Star yeast. It proofs really well, makes a great bread. Okay, what's the other one I buy? Fleischmann's. This is an instant yeast. It's a rapid rise. Really love this one. And I always keep these little containers handy. Okay, so you know that you want to stock yeast. How do you store the yeast? Well, yeast stores really, really, really well. But, okay, so this is vacuum sealed. This is called a brick of yeast because it's like a brick. It's heavy. I feel it too. How heavy is it? I'm just not kidding. It's not that heavy. It's 2 pounds. Okay. 2 pounds. Versus you can get one of these smaller ones, but you're going to get more bang for your buck when you go for the big mama. Get the big mama. Okay, so the only thing I do when I bring these home, these lovely little bad boys, they're vacuum sealed, they go right in my freezer because it's already done for me, okay? This vacuum sealed baby in my freezer will last a minimum of 5 years, okay? I've had some in my freezer for 3 years and I can still prove it still works. So when this little guy runs out, because I never throw this jar away, what I do is I open one of these, okay? I fill this little container, I put this in a Ziploc bag, or you can actually re-vacuum seal it because then it will last even longer. I put it back in my freezer. Why? Because then it keeps, okay? Unvacuum sealed, you're looking at 1 to 2 years. 3 years, vacuum sealed, you're looking at 5 and up, okay? So vacuum sealed is good. You know how to store it, you know what type of yeast to buy, you know that you're gonna be able to make my bread. She's beautiful, isn't she? Because then they have all these yummy good treats. And what else can you make besides bread? Donuts? What else do we make? Remember cinnamon rolls? I have a really good recipe for cinnamon rolls. In case you didn't hear, I went back to work, so last week was a little rough on me. So, anywho, keep following along. We're gonna bake on our days off. Probably work, recover, then bake, right? Right, Soph? Okay, all right. So, how do you know how much yeast you should stock in your depression era pantry? The whole idea behind a depression pantry is that you don't need to go to the store and you can make whatever it is that you need based on the supplies that you have right in your own household, right? So in order to know how much yeast you should stock, if you're planning on a year, you should take the number of loaves that you eat in a week times the number of years you want to stockpile your depression pantry for. So we typically eat 3 loaves of bread in 1 week. So 3 loaves of bread times 3 years would be 9 pounds of yeast that we should stock, which means I should have the equivalency of 5 bricks. My son keeps unplugging my camera because that's the life of a mom. So we're just gonna leave that bad boy off. Come here. So that's how much yeast you should stock. Yeah, say hi, Theo. Hi. He's a little cranky because he didn't nap today. But anyway, that's why you should stock yeast. Parents, I know you're trying to do a really good job for your family. And I know you're trying to prepare for this upcoming depression because I feel like it's just there. I feel like it's there. Okay? But anyway, keep doing a good job. Keep wrangling the crazies. Okay, these are my crazies. All right? And keep prepping your pantry. Have a wonderful day.